Alright, so nobody's seen my previous video, of course, but a couple of weeks ago I already talked about Warcraft 3. And if you wish to know more about the game itself, my personal experience with it, you can find it there. And this video, on the other hand, I wish to dedicate to this particular special moment in time. It is somewhat of a reminder to the nerd that I am, that I have been there, and I've been in the front row seats while everything has happened. So what happened? As I stated before on the last video, I advocated people to watch a show match of Grubby and Tyler 1. If you don't know who each of them is, you can check out the previous video, or just Google it. It was historical event. I can't claim to be a Twitch regular, but for me, this event meant something, and I am glad that I watched it through from the beginning to an end. And not only I wasn't disappointed, I very much enjoyed my time, and it went even better than I hoped for. You see, as if you are a Warcraft enthusiast, you pretty much knew that Tyler had no hope, and the longer Tyler trained, the more he understood it too. So I watched this stream from the Tyler's perspective, and it was hilarious. I heavily advise you to check them on YouTube. It was amazing, really fun times. And if you are more of an enjoyer of the results and less of a process itself, you can admire the after effects of this event. They were even more substantial. Tens of thousands of concurrent viewers collectively on all platforms, and that includes casters and commentators and any other lazy bastards who decided to just restream the game and watch it with their audience. It was fun. It was really cool. The game never gained such attention in the whole history of the game. But on the other hand, of course, during its earlier years, streaming was only starting to gain momentum, and internet wasn't as fast. And the community grown a lot, gaming communities. So maybe it's time, some games could be late bloomers, You gotta wait a quarter of a century to really experience the thing the way it meant to be. And I can't remember exactly if it was a little bit before or slightly after the match that Grubby officially set the date for the streamer tournament. The thing is, Tyler suggested the idea of a small tournament with intermediate opponents, the challengers. So they pretty much instantly decided to do it, and Tyler decided to participate, of course. Grubby decided to host it, to organize the whole event through and through, and it went really, really fast. Just in the span of days, everything changed. Last month was so full with many, many, many things that happened in Warcraft 3. It is insane. And this particular event is the thing that you, as a viewer, need to witness, I think. At least check it out. Maybe you could be interested. And I never heard him call it the way personally, Grubby. But this tournament is known as OnlyFans Invitational, because all the participants were from the WoW Guild OnlyFans. Uh, and the roster of the competitors is so good that I feel like next Friday I will be watching the Olympic Games. How did it happen? Well, from my point of view, considering Tyler One and Soda Poppin, popular streamers, with the help of Grubby, organized some show matches last autumn. And during that time, Tyler got hooked. And it's no wonder. He's playing a paternal game to the essential game of his life. League of Legends would never be possible without the Defense of the Ancients custom map for Warcraft 3, which couldn't be made if there were no Warcraft 3, especially since most of the mechanics, items, and many things just went straight from point A to point B. And it is it really shows. Many people who played those kind of games, they feel sort of at home while playing Warcraft 3. The same goes for the WoW fans, because WoW was the direct sequel to the Warcraft 3, both in terms of story and in terms of gameplay. And the engine, of course, too. They shared the engine, Vanilla WoW and Warcraft 3. And right now, I feel like Tyler One is visiting his grandparents' house. It's like he's treated politely and comforting by some player base, like his grandma, and the other part of the player base is like his World War II veteran grandfather, who doesn't get provoked easily, and just by his look alone, you know that he can calmly crush you even in his old age, just because he understands the nature of the game. When Tyler is only learning it, he constantly discovers new depth of the competition in this game, and it is charming. I'm glad to see the man in this community. Very cool. So many of the other guildmates, other streamers, popular YouTubers, who only recently discovered Tyler for themselves, look at the streams of Warcraft 3, look how much fun he has, and I think they want to join in for the fun too. At least for the cloud itself, but still. Tyler is known as a competitive man, so some folk accepted his challenge and started to learn the game as well. They got hooked, and Grubby, the good man, gave all of them his time and attention. So the tournament will be fair and exciting to watch, I think. I can't stress enough how I like Grubby's approach to the things that are unfolding to us, and other players are starting to get good. Competition starts to heat. The community is on fire right now. Well, in a good way, I think. A lot of viewers on Twitch, on YouTube, big influx of noobs in a game as well. And that's pretty much it. A lot of new people, a lot of new good people as well. So for me, as a returning player, because I haven't played Melee in a while, I haven't played in half a year, and before that, maybe 3 or 4 years. But I played Warcraft 3 custom maps and other things all throughout my life pretty much, since I was 12. So right now, no matter who you are, viewer, casual player, both, RTS competitor, it is so fun to be part of the community at the moment. So I'm just tearing up. It is really good. And as the cherry on top, Blizzard, or most likely their new corporate overlords at Microsoft, decided to finally, after a decade of constant humiliation of the player base of Blizzard games, to do something good, especially in Warcraft 3, because everything since the release of Reforged, I don't even mention the neglect they showed in the many years prior, but still the Reforged release was a disaster. Many bad things happened in other games as well, and I feel like right now, maybe it is because Microsoft purchased the Blizzard, there are a lot of slightly good things happening here and there, and I don't want to mess it up. And also, what I really don't want to, for Microsoft to include themselves in a more direct manner in that. I mean, if they will host some tournaments, it's alright, but the Warcraft 3 champions, the league that was made by fans, is a fascinating thing. It is a testament to how community can save a dead game, which is dead not because of the lack of players, but because of the abysmal lack of attention from the developers and owners. They don't need to do much to support the game, and they still constantly fuck it up. But nowadays it's gotten better. Last year patch 2.0 was alright, and right now I think the game is alright. It can get even better, but we gotta like what we have here. But I've gotten sort of out of track here. So Microsoft, they decided to provide the prize pool to the tournament of $10,000. Really good. I hope that they won't interfere with anything that Grubby does, because I know Grubby is a professional. He will handle everything responsibly, and it will be both fun and comfortable for audience. It would be less formal, and that is the best thing about such an event. Now, if you're a fan of Warcraft 3, I wanted to share some thoughts about who are the competitors and what are their chances. That way, maybe someone of my friends will find this video many years later, and he will poke my face into it and say how wrong I was. But still, I don't mind. I have my own thoughts, and I want to share it here. So the first one, I think that we should cover is D&D. D&D is the legend of the age long forgotten, but I've seen the ancient scriptures as they were written. He's a famous and prestigious competitive player of Dota 2. He's from Ukraine. I've seen a couple of games of his during the time of Dota 1, and it's tough to forget his trick with hook to the fountain during the first international, where he and his teammates from Navi managed to become first world champions of the Dota 2. I think it is still the most memorable event in Dota history for me, and that says something. Um, and when Grubby announced that Daddy is involved, I instantly thought that nobody else would even have a chance. Dandy knows Warcraft 3 engine at least because of his Dota 1 experience, and he competed in that field for some time. But he did play Melee in the past too, so to even the scales, Daniil himself proposed that he would play the race that is different from his main one, and he will play off meta build or something. And if that man succeeds as human player with Mountain King starter, the 12-year-old boy in me would be so happy if he wins, since that was the first build that I was trying on when I started playing multiplayer in this game when I was a kid. But still, he started training lazily, but his competitors looked at the footage of his games, and they instantly understood that they are done. They all got serious instantly. I think he just decided to play along. He traded with Grubby, with Foggy, and I think we will see him in top 3 at the very least. And I believe that if he will win the tournament, he deserves it, because he has the most experience in that field, in my if you ask me. The next one is Sunglitters. She is the German potato, if I remember correctly. She plays mostly Hearthstone. Quite a cheerful lady. She explores the game with enthusiasm, and I want to see how far that would take her in the coming tournament. I don't think she's a competitive person, but she is entertaining, so she's most certainly welcome. Guzu. Guzu, I don't know much about. He seems to be a WoW streamer, but from what I have seen, he has a very good approach to the game. People are booing him relentlessly since he is now playing a human with popular build, Pal Rifle, and it has been fashionable lately to whine about Pal Rifle, like it is the modern meta problem. But what people don't understand that it didn't change much for the casual player at all in the last 20 years. And Pal Rifle has always been a popular build. It only recently started to gain excessive popularity because it really is. It can really provide great results, and it is easy to play. So it is fun for noobs because you don't need much micro skills to win, and it can provide a lot of potential to master. So I think it is all right. Those are just the whines of the people who aren't, who don't know what they are talking about. Learn to counter, and it is counterable every time. So still, he's considered by many as most likely to win. I personally expect to see him in a top 4, but there are some dark horses in the competition now, so I am not so sure. Soda Popping. Soda Popping could be considered a dark horse. He is an old-timer streamer, well known to establish big streamer communities, big collective parties and collaborations. around himself, like in recent times with these OnlyFans, Warcraft adventures, or during the Hearthstone early years. Uh, he is the only undead in the tournament, started slowly compared to his opponents. I heard that his dog died or something, so everything is understandable. You gotta give some time, to rest. But lately he started to improve exponentially. He started to train more, getting many tips from Grubby, and his performance starts to look more and more solid. As a Warcraft 3 fan, I am personally grateful to the guy, since he managed to pull many people into the game. And he, as I said before, he plays undead with different strats. So I think his games would be especially fun, and he can perform well against most of the participants. So if he will not slack the games, he will most likely to produce the results. The next one is Ampi. Ampi is a WoW streamer. Maybe he plays other games. I'm not so sure. Who is the most likely to claim victory in a tournament? In my opinion, he plays more than anybody else. He shows the most enthusiasm about the nerdiest questions. He is literally drawing diagrams and maps, and he calculates his approach in all the tactical situations. It is so admirable, I could cry. And only recently I have found out that I actually heard of the guy before, of his WoW Classic accolades, and I really like how behind his calm demeanor he can hide his own competitive nature. He stumbled upon Title 1 while playing ladder in the last month. It was a popular highlight. And he lost that game, and since that happened, he started to refine his gameplay more and more and more and more and more. I think he views Tier 1 as the rival of sorts, and Tyler is he's fucked. But it is what it is. I like Ampi, but there's one thing. There's always one thing. Even though he's the most likely to win, even though I like him as a person, even though I admire his approach, he's a night elf. He's a night elf, so as a greenskin, I am obliged to root against him. I am obliged to give him shit. It's just the nature of the game, man. The tribal nature. You gotta root for your own guys, for your own team, for your own flag. And I think Night Elves are the natural opponents to the Orcs in the Warcraft 3 game. So, good luck, Ampi, but don't win too much. Annie Fuchsia is also mostly known for her WoW exploits. Even though she started later than others, she really engages with community of the game, taking lessons from Grubby and Soul Ape Man. God bless his heart. She started to win more lately. So I think there is a possibility that she will surprise us. I discovered her because of these events, and I am glad that I did. She seems to be a decent person. We need more players like her in Warcraft 3, I believe. The ones who really and unapologetically enjoy the game, and they find their own way to enjoy it. That is good. That is a very good quality, and I myself believe that is a good approach to play Warcraft 3 casually. So I'm rooting for Annie a little bit. The next one is Geronimo. Geronimo is the guy that I know the least about because he's the League player. And I never played League. And he boasted on his stream, I once catched the stream, he boasted that the guy he's afraid of the least is Tyler 1. Since he knows him for 9 years and he knows how predictable he is, how predictable are his plays. Even though it is true that Tyler lacked diversity in his strats, I hope he won't be crushed by his preconceived notion. Geronimo wouldn't be crushed, of course. He played alright. Could be cool to see him as a dark horse of this tournament, but as I said before, he's the guy that I know about the least. And of course, yeah, we mentioned all of them. Tyler 1 himself. Tyler is a competitive guy. And even though, as I said before, I never played League, I know him for years because of his flamboyant and emotional behavior. A well-known man. From my point of view, I believe Tyler 1 looked for new mountains to conquer when he started playing WoW and Warcraft 3. League wasn't any fun. I think MOBA as a genre really needs to evolve into something new. I think the answer lies in the games like Marvel Rivals and Overwatch. And it is good that he explores new games. It is good that he explores new horizons, new communities, because it is a very healthy thing to do. As a variety gamer myself, I believe that approach is the best. And World of Warcraft Hardcore is not actually that hard of a game. It is more of a game of patience and precision. Not even precision, more like calculated approach. You just have to prepare yourself for the most obvious outcomes imaginable, and you will be fine. But it's because WoW Classic is not that hard. The hardcore part is not that hard either. It's just annoying for the most part. But I get the allure. I played hardcore and I enjoyed it as well, for a time at least. And in hardcore he did, as I said before, really good. But Warcraft 3 is another beast. It was something that he was completely unprepared for. Tyler 1 is an esteemed trash talker, and he foolishly challenged former 6-time world champion in RTS game. I'm not even talking of how deep Warcraft 3 is on its own. Imagine challenging some old StarCraft pro and claiming you can beat the guy in a month. In a month! It is impossible. It is simply impossible. And that's exactly what Tyler did. But the more he trained, the more he explored the game, the more he understood that this game goes much deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And this challenge, this match with Grubby won't be as easy as he initially thought. So he did, I think, a respectable thing. He had gone against his pride and got coached by Grubby several times, and even played a show match in conditions that heavily favored himself. And even then, he still lost every game except the one where Ampi basically carried him. Ampi saved the day this time. But trying to keep on improving himself in this game and give more spice. It is obvious that he enjoys the game. He strives to challenge people of his own perceived skill level. I speak, of course, of fellow streamers. And even he wasn't prepared for the heat that comes with competition like that. In the last few days, he has been throwing tantrums, raising his voice on Grubby of all people, the gentleman. Grubby with his honest heart was trying to help him, and it was just, it's unthinkable, man. But I think they both know that it wasn't in a bad spirit, of course. It was just panic from Tyler. And I'm not sure. I'm sure. But I'm sure of one thing: his dissatisfaction of his progress in the last couple of weeks is absolutely real. And because of that, all of his competitors now have dismissed him. Said that all of them pretty much said that he's done for. But I've seen his games. He is definitely improving. He starts to overcome his main shortcomings, and from my point of view, his main shortcomings is the refusal, blatant refusal to learn the essential game mechanics, and that is the control groups. You can Google it to know more about it. And the lack of variety in his playstyle. But as I said before, he is overcoming these things right now, and that is really good to see. He has a chance to win. It is unlikely. I don't know. It's not 50-50. It is unlikely. Yes. Let's say it is unlikely, but it is completely possible. If he won't be a bitch. And as I said before, he plays Orc and he is trash talker. So I personally, even though, as I said before, I don't watch streams and I'm completely unfamiliar with League, I find kindred spirit in him, and I personally root for the Tyler one because orcs need to win. Not even Tyler one himself, but orcs need to win. But if I don't know, it's unlikely that he will see that, of course. But if he wants to win, he needs to prepare for two important matchups, and that is humans in general and Ampi. If he and Ampi clash, Ampi will not be merciful to him. I think Ampi is waiting for his chance to completely and utterly dominate him at his own game. and that would be quite a spectacle. So if Tyler will respect Ampi as his rival, if he will study him, that is the main priority, by the way, for Tyler right now, I think, is to study Ampi and study how to counter him specifically, not the human players, even though both Guzu and Dandy are very, very strong. I think he needs just to play humans, learn to counter power rifle, learn to counter rifle, because Mountain King always plays with rifles mostly, and it is entirely possible. It's not improbable. It is likely that the guy with his determination and ability to adapt, because he whines, yes he whines, but you gotta see what is going on really. And even though he spent last 3 to 4 days whining about pile rifles, about how control groups are tough for him, he integrated everything to his own playstyle, and it became much better. It's good. So if he will understand the nature of the beast, Taylor can win, and the most desirable outcome for me would be the finals, where these two match. And the main thing, especially, what I especially like, is that all these newcomers engage with old timers, and vice versa. I really like the Soul Apeman and Back to Warcraft team. There are many other cool people who deserve attention, and I am glad that they receive that attention right now. So for now, that is how it is. I am happy that one of my favorite games of all time finally gets the recognition it deserves, as well as its dedicated community. You should check it out if you never did. You might like it, you may don't, but no harm done in checking out. But that's pretty much it for now. Take care.